All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Hey there.
So today I feel like we're performing an exorcism.
Oh.
Yeah, we're tackling this ghost that's been haunting, the entire cultural conversation for what, a decade now?
I have a feeling I know exactly which ghost you're talking about.
It has to be the avocado toast meme.
Of course,
Yeah.
the ultimate generational weapon.
It is. It's the zombie argument that just will not die. You know the one. The idea that if millennials, and now Gen Z, just stopped buying their $15 brunches,
And their $5 lattes?
they would magically summon a down payment for a $400,000 house?
Right, it's the stop buying small joys and you'll be rich argument. It's practically a reflex at this point.
It is.
You see a young person struggling, and the immediate response is to point at their coffee cup. Yeah. But the pushback is usually, emotional.
Right. We aren't here to vent today. We're not here to complain. We're here to actually do the math. We're looking at this really fascinating breakdown by Ryan Collison from Money Sex Nerd. And his take isn't just leave the kids alone. It's much more interesting.
It really is.
He's saying the kids aren't bad at math. They're actually doing better math than the people criticizing them.
And that is the core of this deep dive. Collison's whole argument is that young people are operating on a totally different economic model.
One that's more accurate for, 2026.
Far more accurate. He basically says the standard financial advice, the stuff we've all been spoon-fed our whole lives, it's just broken.
Because the world it was built for is gone.
It's evaporated. And to explain why, we have to grapple with this concept that it sounds like it belongs in a physics lecture.
Ergodicity.
Ergodicity, I know, it sounds terrifying.
It's not something I'd fail a test on.
But stick with us, because understanding this one word is the key to seeing why spending money on frivolous things might actually be the most rational survival strategy left.
Okay, let's unpack this, because it really sounds like we're giving everyone permission to go buy the toast.
We might be. But first, we have to dismantle the myth, the standard boomer financial model.
And we're just using that term to describe a generation, not as an insult.
Right. And it all relies on one magic word.
Compounding.
Compounding.
The eighth wonder of the world, or so they say.
Exactly. And the logic is, it's seductive, right? Save $5 a day, invest it at 7%, and in 40 years you're rich. The calculator says so.
The multiplication works. But, life is not a calculator.
Precisely. Collison points out that this math relies on 4 massive structural assumptions. And his argument is that in 2026, those pillars they've crumbled.
They're hallucinations, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run through them. Why is the calculator lying to me? What's the first one?
Assumption number 1, stable returns.
That 7% figure?
Right. That's a historical average of the stock market. But averages are, they're dangerous things.
Because the market is anything but a smooth ride. We've lived through 2008, 2020. It feels like we get a once-in-a-lifetime crash every 6 years now.
And that's the problem. If the market tanks right when you need the money, that average is meaningless to you. It's what the finance nerds call sequence of returns risk.
Break that down.
Well, imagine you save your whole life and then you retire the year the market drops 40%.
Oh, man.
Your average return might have been fine, but because the crash happened then, your nest egg is just wiped out. You don't get the average, you get the catastrophe.
You don't have time to recover. Okay, so the market's a roller coaster. Got it. What's assumption number 2?
Stable currency. The whole model assumes that a dollar in, say, 2065 will mean something predictable.
Which feels like a huge gamble with inflation and, everything central banks have been doing. Betting on the value of a dollar 40 years from now seems
Wildly optimistic.
Yeah. You're just starving yourself now to maybe be poor later.
Potentially. Okay, assumption number 3 is the one that really hits home for a lot of people. Stable employment.
Right.
The Save for 40 Years plan assumes you have 40 years of consistent income to save from.
Yeah, that feels like a relic. The idea of getting the gold watch after 40 years at one company. Gone. People change jobs, they freelance, they get laid off by an algorithm.
So asking someone to commit to a rigid 40-year plan when they can't even predict their income in 6 months, it's like building a house on quicksand.
And that brings us to the big one. The one that starts all the fights online.
Assumption 4, accessible housing.
Ugh.
The whole save for a house idea assumes that house prices won't outpace your ability to save.
But they have. Massively.
In almost every major city, housing appreciation has just crushed wage growth. I mean, if you're saving 5%, but house prices go up 10%,
You're actually further behind at the end of the year.
you're mathematically further away.
It's like running on a treadmill that's speeding up. You're skipping the toast, but the goal just keeps moving away from you.
Exactly. So when young people look at these four things, returns, currency, jobs, housing, and they see they don't hold up, they just stop playing the game. Collison calls it epistemic accuracy.
That sounds like a superpower.
It kind of is. It just means they're not being irresponsible. They are correctly identifying that the rules of the game have changed.
So it's not, I'm failing the game, it's, I'm realizing the board is broken.
Yes, and this brings us right to the core concept, the big one.
Ergodicity.
Ergodicity.
Okay, I've been waiting for this. It's one of those words people throw around to sound smart, but I'm not sure anyone actually knows what it means, so break it down.
Let's do the simplest version. In stats, there are two ways to get an average. And confusing them is, well, it's fatal. The first is the ensemble average.
Ensemble like a group.
Exactly. You take a snapshot of 1,000 people investing at the same time. Some win, some lose. You add it all up, divide by 1,000, and you get the average return.
Okay, so the group as a whole is making money.
The group is fine. But you, listening right now, you are not a group of 1,000 people. You are one person living one life. And that brings us to the time average.
Which is what happens to me, one person over a long time.
Precisely. Now, a system is ergodic if the group average is the same as the individual's time average. But here's the kicker. Your financial life is non-ergodic.
Meaning the group can be winning, but an individual can get completely wiped out.
Yes. The source uses that really vivid, if a bit grim, example to explain this.
The Russian roulette analogy, I remember this. It's dark, but it makes it so clear.
It really does. So, scenario A,
Yeah.
you have 6 people. They each play Russian roulette one time for $1 million.
So 5 people walk away rich and one person doesn't.
Right. But if you're just looking at the ensemble, the group, you say, hey, 5 out of 6 became millionaires. The average outcome is winning about $833,000.
So on a spreadsheet, the game looks like a great financial decision.
Exactly. But now,
Yeah.
scenario B, this is the time average. This is you, one person, and you have to play 6 times in a row,
I'd die.
100% of the time. You get ruined. You do not get the average return.
That's such a powerful way to put it. Because the economy might be growing, but for one person, if you hit that one loaded chamber 1 layoff, one medical bill,
You're out. You're done. You hit 0. And in finance, 0 is an absorbing state. You can't come back from ruin.
so the avocado toast kid is looking at the world and seeing a game of Russian roulette.
Essentially, yes. And what's fascinating is that you don't need to know the word ergodicity to feel it. Young people see people who followed all the rules get wiped out anyway.
They see the average outcome isn't actually available to them individually.
Correct. And when you realize one bad event can destroy 40 years of saving, your entire strategy has to change.
So what does this all mean for spending? It sounds like we're saying the game is rigged, so you might as well eat the toast.
But I mean, that is the rational conclusion. It's about something called time horizon calibration.
Time horizon calibration, break that down.
Okay, think about it. When the future is predictable, you sacrifice now for a reward later. You give up the toast today because you have a high certainty it contributes to a house tomorrow.
The link is solid.
Right. But when the future is volatile, climate change, political chaos, AI, wage stagnation, that link breaks. You have no idea if that $5 will be worth anything in 40 years.
So living for the moment isn't just hedonism, it's a logical response to extreme uncertainty.
It is logical to extract value now, while it's certain. You know for a fact that coffee gives you joy or energy right this second. That value is locked in.
Better to eat the food now than bet on a feast that might never happen.
Exactly. The source puts it perfectly. The relationship between saving now and security later is broken. So if the money in the bank doesn't guarantee safety, why suffer to put it there?
This makes so much sense, but the article goes even deeper. It's not just about giving up, it's that some of the spending is actually an investment in disguise.
This is the latte defense, and honestly, I think it's one of the strongest points in the whole piece.
Yeah, the critics see a $5 coffee and say, that's $5 gone. But what if that coffee shop visit is actually productive?
Right. What's happening there? Maybe they're using the Wi-Fi for a freelance gig. Maybe they're meeting a mentor. Maybe they're working on a side project that could become something real.
Or just maintaining their sanity.
Exactly. He calls it social capital maintenance.
Social capital. I like that. Sounds official.
It is. We forget that humans are social animals, not, financial robots.
Hmm.
The cut-all costs model ignores that you need connection and rest just to function.
Especially in a world where who you know is everything. That $15 brunch might have a better ROI than $15 in a savings account.
It's harder to measure, for sure. You can't see social network value on your bank statement. But a job lead from a friend? A support system?
Oh.
That has immense economic value.
So the kid is actually investing in their own resilience.
Precisely. They're building a safety net of relationships because the financial one has holes in it. They're investing in the only assets they can truly control, their network and their mental state.
That is a profound shift, and it really explains the disconnect, right? Why do boomers see this and just not get it?
Because for them, the old model worked.
It wasn't a lie for them.
No, it wasn't. And that's important. The advice itself wasn't bad. It just worked because they had a whole infrastructure supporting it.
The source lists these out, and it's kind of painful to read. It's like a list of things that don't exist anymore.
Let's just run through a few. First up, pensions.
Right. Guaranteed income, not a 401k where you just cross your fingers and hope the market doesn't crash the day you retire.
Exactly. A pension removes that risk of ruin. Then there's housing ratios. As we said, the house-to-income ratio has, tripled since the 70s?
A single earner could buy a house on a normal salary. You didn't need two high-powered careers.
Third, stable jobs. That 30-year career at one company.
And costs. This one just kills me. College could be paid for with a summer job.
A summer job. And finally, healthcare that didn't threaten to bankrupt you with a single bad diagnosis.
So when you look at that whole list, pensions, cheap housing, stable jobs, the savings model was basically playing on easy mode.
It was a system designed to make saving work. The pipeline between saving and security was functional. You put something in one end, it came out the other.
And the argument now is that the pipeline has just burst.
Correct. Millennials aren't failing to pour water in. They're looking at the pipe and seeing that it's shattered. The water's just leaking out everywhere.
So trying to pour more in, it doesn't make sense.
Makes a lot less sense.
Yeah.
And that's why the behavior changed.
It really reframes the whole culture war. It's not about laziness or entitlement. It's just adaptation.
It's a clash of models.
Yeah.
You have one group operating with a mental model of a stable, ergodic world where averages work.
And another group living in a volatile, non-ergodic reality. And they're acting rationally within that reality.
The source puts it beautifully. The problem is a set of economic assumptions that haven't updated to match reality.
The math changed, so the behavior had to change.
Exactly. The kid buying the toast did the math. They just used better variables. They're solving for survival in a volatile system, not compound interest in a stable one.
It's fascinating. It takes all the guilt out of it. If you're listening and you felt bad about buying a coffee, maybe you were just running a sophisticated probability assessment the whole time.
You're engaging in ergodic reasoning applied to household economics.
I'm so using that. Sorry, I'm not wasting money. I'm hedging against non-ergodic systemic risk.
It might shut them up.
But, okay, let's be clear. We're not saying don't save anything, right? We're not saying blow every paycheck.
No, absolutely not. That would be irresponsible. An emergency fund is still crucial. You need a buffer.
But the goal of the money changes.
Right. The deprive yourself for 40 years strategy is the thing that needs to be questioned. It means investing in your life now, your skills, your network, your health is a valid form of building wealth.
It's about balance. In a world that promises you nothing, you have to secure your own well-being today while still keeping an eye on tomorrow.
Exactly. Don't bet your whole life on the ensemble average. Make sure your time average, your actual life, is enjoyable along the way.
Well, this has definitely made me feel better about my lunch plans. I think I'm getting the extra guacamole.
Do it. It's an investment in your sanity.
Before we go, I want to leave everyone with a final thought to chew on. We've talked about how social capital is real capital, right?
Right.
So here's the question. If the future is as volatile as this math suggests, what frivolous purchase might actually be your smartest investment this week?
That is a great question. Is it a dinner with a friend where you brainstorm a business idea?
Is it a gym membership that keeps you resilient? A therapy session?
Or maybe just a really good meal that gives you the energy to face the week?
Think about it. What pays you back in the now and helps you survive the later?
And maybe enjoy the toast while you're at it.
Definitely enjoy the toast. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.